Kai Mills' first love. I say, feel like speaking. I like to speak on Sunday. The air is good. My first love was airplane, and those who don't know me in my early years, I worked at the airport. Louis Key, Edison Key, Gil Hansler, all them early pilots, and I had what we call a tie down. I would put 3 holes in the ground and tie airplanes down. I would charge a fee for tying an airplane down. Never been done before, never since. I had a wash. You wash the plane for $100. You know how much money that was? 40 years ago, a little black boy from Dundestown being an entrepreneur. And the people loved me so much. I learned so much from tourists. It was like a college education. I always liked to interact with tourists and ask them, what do you do for a living? And sometimes I never heard of such occupation. I said, what is that in English? They would laugh and they would tell me what they do for a living. So I learned so much in my 40-some years in the transportation business. But how I got to flight school, another name come into power, Darren Henfield. My first election, Darren Henfield was my campaign manager. I won the first ever president of the Student Body Council in Abacus Central High that was located in Spring City. And our motto was seize the time. And Darren, name for me back then was called Hogan Dobler. He called me Hogan Dobler because I was over aggressive. I was right on point with everything I did. And I left Spring City because something happened at the airport. The fella that keep taking me for a ride every time he come on the plane, Cessna, he would take me over Hope Town and Manawar. I would watch him start the plane, and he would let me land the plane, and he'd say, "You're a natural." I said, "Yeah, I pay attention. I pay attention back then." So one day he jumped on the plane and he said, to park the plane for me. He was joking, but that was my opportunity. He didn't know I could start the plane. He didn't know that I know about the throttles, the pedals, and all that stuff. He didn't know that. But I watched him for 3 months. So I jumped in the plane, started up, and parked it perfectly. He ran behind me because he didn't know that I know how to do that. And he said, "How did you know how to do that?" I said, "I watch you." He said, "You watched me did that and you could park a plane like that?" I said, "Yeah. I got all my sense." And he paid my way to flight school. I was one of the first one from Abaco that I know of to went to flight school. I live in a place called the Rat's Mouth. That's the first time that I know I was black, because nobody else in Boca Raton was black. That was my first early experience. My mother said, "Where you are?" I said, "In America." But the interesting thing, if you ever been to America for the first time, I'm going to train to be a pilot. And we are going into America when the sun went down. I said, "Lord Jesus." I started to panic. All you could see as far as your eyes. I couldn't imagine a place in the world so huge, coming from Abaco where we already had street lights. And this place was light up. And I asked him, "Boy, how are you going to find an airport in all of this?" Boy, we came right down. Man, that was a beautiful experience. You go on the highway and it's like you're in heaven. The beauty, the cleanliness of America. And then I went to Boca Raton. I live in Boca Raton, where it's the richest place in Florida 40 years ago. They call it the Rat's Mouth. And I was the talk of the town. You know why I was the talk of the town? And I can't figure, all the people in flight school with me were fighting to take me to dinner, to take me for lunch. I said, "What is it? What is it about me that y'all like?" He said, "Your accent." I said, "What?" "We have never heard anybody speak the way you speak." When Bahamians going out there 1 week and coming back, "Hey, Kai, what's happening?" They just love the Bahamian accent. What the Bahamians don't know, we are the only people in the world that speaks like this. We're losing that to the other people, but America is a country that love accents, and they love me because I was all Abaconian. Kai Case, letting you into the lane of my life 40 years ago. Kai Case, ex-airplane pilot, ex-boat captain, chilling out in Abaco because the police is hunting me down like a gazelle, and Kai don't care. Kai cares. That's why he's here.